Evening peeps, evening, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing alright. Nice day today, hope everyone managed to get out. Right, we're back with round 5 tonight of the Super Formulas, hosted by the P1 race community over there on Facebook. If you want to get yourself involved, go find them on Facebook and click all the like buttons. Go join up, sign up and get yourself involved in some racing. So we are back for round 5 in the Super Formulas. We're live from Fuji Short. There's hardly any difference. So we've cut out the chicane at the bottom corner of the track. Bottom left-hand side, there's no chicane right at that bottom corner. But we are live from Fuji. It is an enduro tonight as well. So let's just have a look. We've got a 10-minute qualifying, 50-minute race. Fuel wear is at ×3. Tyre wear is at ×5. The weather is, it's in the afternoon and it's SO1, I don't know what that means, and they have to use a set of softs and mediums throughout the race. Settings are bop on, brake balance and downforce adjustments are available, corner cutting penalties are on light and the pit lane penalty is on, so if they cross the white line on the way out of the pits, they pick up a 3-second penalty, which is, oof, that's a great big kick in the you-know-what. Right, let's have a look at individual points then up until tonight. Mocking Weeks leading the way with 105 points on board. 87 points on board for Skippy behind him in second. Tyre Slayer on 77 points in third. Rob S in fourth with 68 points. We've got Manny in fifth with 57 points. Pilgrim in sixth with 55 points. We've got Captain Pugwash seventh with 48 points. Ricky J in eighth with 46 points. We've got Marshall in ninth with 43 points. Right behind him is P1 the Dodger with 42 points. And again, right behind him is P1 Obi with 41 points. So 10th and 11th for those two. Mutt 36 is in 12th with 34 points. We've got Mr. Frank Bean 13th with 26 points. And Fudder 69 Eng with 22 points on board. For the championship, let's have a look at the... Oh, that's not what you meant to do. That's what you meant to do. Come on. That's what you meant to do. So, team-wise... they are split into pairs. I don't think we've got full pairings in tonight. There's only 11 drivers out of the 14 drivers available. So Eco Haas is leading the way with 147 points. Hasketh Penthouse is in second with 142 points. So still everything to play for. 2 more rounds left in the season after this one. We've got Jordan in third with 133 points. We've got Williams Cannon in fourth with 110 points. Braun GP in fifth with 95 points. Aston Martin sixth with 90 points. And McLaren seventh with 69 points. So, merch still available, people. T-shirts and stickers. Let me know if you want any of those. Hit me up at darksmoker@googlemail.com or give me a shout in the chat or go find me on Facebook. Yeah, no, I won't even say that. No, I'm not even going to say that because that would be detrimental to my career, I think. Right, sound on. Yeah. So, qualifying's just got underway. Let's have a look, see if we've got in. We've got Dodger, Obi-Wan, Faithless Emo. So, a couple of standing drivers tonight then. Matt 36, Manny, Captain Pugwash, Pilgrim, Tyre Slayer in... Skippy, Dylan, a fresh driver for tonight as well. I think he's done 1 or 2 rounds of this, has he? I'm not sure. I forget. Might be the Mazdas he jumped in on. Just reading the lobby chat, and Manny's getting a penalty this week. Right, perfect timing. We get to have a look on board for a lap with P1 Obi-Wan. So crossing that start finish line firing down towards turn 1. Tricky corner this one. TGR corner. Very tight. A lot of grip on these Super-Formulas though, but you've got to make sure you've got the power down going through the corners. Just to keep the weight on the cars, keep them pushed down to the ground. Get fast through here as well. Turn 2, down through, is this one 100R? Full tilt through there. To the hairpin for Obi, then down through 300R. So this is why it's called the short course, because at the very bottom of this hill there should be a slight chicane going right, left and back onto the main circuit just there on your right, but instead we go straight on. Obi nearly doesn't go straight on, nearly goes off the track. Oh, into the, is it the GR Super corners these are called? I believe that's the correct term. And then, oh, he gets it backwards coming out of the Supras. Struggle to get this thing pointed in a straight line as well, and we only had one more corner to go as well. Staying off the circuit just while some of these other drivers are coming through, finding a spot to peel himself back on without spinning this car up, and he would have gone through this corner, which is commonly known as Panasonic, but he ruined that one. Dylan already picked up the 1 second penalty. He's managed to find a little shortcut somewhere. 2 yellow markers representing the penalty area. So it is a 10-minute qualifier there. What are we looking at lap wise? 1:37. I think we're quicker than that, aren't we? 1:19.3. Let's go and have a look at Faithless Emo, currently sitting on pole. Although it's Haas livery, it's almost JPS, that one. If you know, you know. 1:19.3 then for Faithless. He's found time as well, another half a second. To these super corners then, let's just see what Faithless Emo can do. Keeps it on the circuit on the run out of that corner. A little bit of that overtake function used as well, so they have got almost like a curve system on these. They only get a certain amount throughout the race. So once it's gone, it's gone. You see that little clock or gauge on the right hand side light up red. That means he's using the overtake. Goes even quicker than Faithless, a 1:18.6. 0.1 seconds quicker than this man. He's just coming up to the line. Let's see if he can put in a faster time. 19, he jumps himself in front of Pilgrim into second, 0.7 of a second behind Faithless still. 0.4 back, tyre slayer, quarter of a second back, 1:20.0 for him. He's on 1:20.3 as well. He's just put in a little purple sector. He had to go quicker on this lap. Dylan, he's found another 1 second penalty. He's getting something wrong somewhere. 1:36 then. 20.4 for his fastest. Skippy's got himself at 1:20.6. That last lap thrown away. He must have picked up a penalty and run himself off circuit. Captain Pugwash currently 9th on the grid, 1:21.0. Obi-Wan 10th, 1:37.9. Why are we missing a driver? I thought we had 11 drivers in the lobby. Oh, have they banned Manny from qualifying as well? Oh, naughty. Faithless Emo coming into the pits at a rapid rate to knots. So Tyre Slayer, Mutt and Pilgrim all finding more time around this circuit. 1:19.2 then for Tyre Slayer. That slots him into second. Pilgrim, no time on the board, 0.7 back, so so he's on a 1:20 pretty much for Pilgrim, is that right? Oh no, sorry, he's right. No, shut up, don't listen to me. 1:19.2 for Mutt 36, it's a 1:19.2 for Pilgrim as well. I was just getting the maths a bit wrong there. Faithless Simo been pipped. Manny is out on circuit. He's managed to get himself a pole sitting lap at the minute, 118.5. Again, apparently he's supposed to be getting a penalty this race. Oh, there's a penalty. Penalised himself coming through there. Staying out of the way, trying to allow Faithless Emo to come through. Oof, Manny getting it backwards on the Panasonic. Faithless just finishing an out lap then, so he's been in, stuck a fresh set of soft tyres on. Up to 36, still out on track then. Decent time, 119.0. What? How did you manage to lock up one wheel, Mutt? Tell me how you managed that. It's interesting to watch. Nice full speed round the corner with his brake on. 2 minutes later then. Not 22.0, but he's in 4th, so he's got a faster time now. He's 0.7 back, so what is he? 119.2 pretty much. Zemo regain that pole sitting lap. Couple of corners left to go. Into this Panasonic corner then. What have you got, Faithless? We are now 106, 107 as he comes onto the start finish straight. Full chat down here. His overtake function being used as he comes up towards the line. Not quicker, it's a 118 point. Oh, sorry, apologies, it is. Apologies, it was staying red on the right hand side, but it is quicker. It's a 118.454 for Faithless. Pushes Manny down a spot, and everyone else then puts 36, still on 119.0. Tyre Slayer, no hot lap from him on the screen. Nothing on for Pilgrim. Skippy found a bit of time as well. Oh, that's the wrong way. 119.3 for him. Mocking Weeks 19.2. I think he's had an in lap. Got some fresh tyres on. Here he goes. Captain Pugwash in 8th, 120.1. Dylan in 9th. His fastest at 120.3. Obi still struggling a little bit. Maybe Obi 127.4. Half a second penalty he's got to lose as well. That's this lap now, and Faithless has found himself a second. See there's 2 yellow markers on the outside of the circuit. That's the penalty trigger zone. He is still on pole at the minute, Faithless. And that is it. 10 minutes is up. Faithless crosses the line. The opportunity to do another lap, but he's knocked that one on the head. Manny then coming up to the line, he's coming in to finish his hot laps. Can he beat that time? Oh, Dylan's just come through super quick right at the end. Manny not able to beat that time then. So Dylan, sneaky Dylan, look at those lap times. 121, 120, 124, 120, 131, 132, and then bam, right at the end of qualifying, a 118.0 and a penalty on every lap. Second then for Faithless, Manny. Third, Mockin found a bit of time right at the end of qualifying. He slots himself into 4th position. But 36 in 5th. Tyre Slayer still out on track. Let's see if he can increase that time. We don't want him to increase his time, do we? Go on, Tyre Slayer. 5th then, 36 in 6th. Pilgrim looks like he's staying 7th. Skippy up towards the line, not sure if he's already, he's throwing that lap in, so he's going to stay 8th. Captain Pugwash is going to be 9th, and Obi is in 10th. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened to Obi tonight. Usually pretty consistent. Official results then: Dylan on that pole sitting lap, Faithless Emo second, Manny in third, Mockin in fourth, Tyre Slayer fifth, Mutt in sixth, Pilgrim seventh, Skippy in eighth. We've got Captain Pugwash in ninth, P1 Obi-Wan in 10th, and P1 the Dodger in 11th. What's the strat for this one? I don't know. I don't know. Faithless, that's... I don't know. Well, you're on pole, aren't you? I'd be tempted to go soft, really. Try and get away, and then use the mediums at the end. That's kind of what I'd be doing, but... Maybe stick the mediums on and hold them all up, but you're going to get caught out on those straights, buddy, if everyone's got softs on behind you. I'll just get myself in so I don't miss the start of the race. Minutes. I'd go for a one stop. I'd try and squeeze 20 minutes out of a set of softs if you can, and then half an hour on the mediums if you can. So we'll probably have a little bit of a couple of minutes break in between qualifying and the race. That's why we're all just sitting in the pits. Drivers going out. They'll be testing tyres, no doubt. Faithless Emo just throws himself back in the pits. Nobody out on track yet, no. So Faithless is trying the mediums out. Manny's got the mediums on as well. Whether that all changes when they drive out the pits, I don't know. Swap their tyres. So it is just Faithless Emo and Manny that are on the medium tyres at the start of this race for the time being anyway. Faithless take a set of tyres out before the race starts. Got it in first, mate. You need it all the way up into 6th gear. Get that thing properly spinning. Tyre Slayer's trying. He's only in second though. Gotta get those gears up, brother. To 6th. Like you're doing 200 miles an hour standing still. As per usual, one of the drivers decides to torpedo another. Get another one here. Oh, gosh, actually slamming the brakes on. Yep, standing start, Faithless. Standing start. You just be careful in turn 1, brother. Set the tyres out. Tyre Slayer's giving it a good go. Too late. Here we go then. Round 5 of the Super-Formulas. Just wait for these lights to start going on and then they'll drop off. Here we go then. False start's enabled, so if you peel off too early, you're in trouble. The lights go out, then we get away for round 5. It's a clean start from everybody. To the front though. Dylan looking for that hole shot into turn 1. Faithless Emo just manages to defend from Mocking Weeks round turn 1. Mocking Weeks getting a little bit of a dink on the side there from Manny. Through they go. Still pretty clean at the minute, nobody off circuit yet. We've got all 11 drivers. Dylan leads them 0.7 of a second. He's gone a little bit wide through there. 9 of a second. He's making up time though. He's already got a second on Faithless Emo. Soft tyre on board, but his Faithless is medium. He's got Mocking Weeks right behind him on a set of softs as well though. Top 3 pulling a little bit of a gap. Mediums on for Manny. 36. Oh, squeezes up the inside. He's on the soft tyre. Tyre Slayer running a bit deep into on the run into the Supra corners. Attack from Skippy at the end of lap 1. Obi into 8th then. Captain Pugwash in 9th. Pilgrim in 11th. 6.6 back. Pilgrim's backward somewhere. It must have been. 1.3 on the mediums. Sorry, on the softs. Mocking Weeks then has a little look into turn 1, but Faithless Emo defended well down there. Again, different tyre strat on for these two. A little bit of that boost function being used by Faithless Emo just to keep him out of danger of Mocking Weeks' attack behind. Fast through that little jink before 100R down to the hairpin. Faithless has found himself a second penalty though. That's going to cost him on that long start finish straight. Mocking Weeks will definitely take that position off of him. Manny then everybody else up actually at the minute on his mediums. Nobody able to get quite past him. I'll say that as he just runs himself off circuit. Oh, somebody else has done that in the background. Manny just keeps it on track though, but 36 had a look around the outside and gets through the grippier tyres with no dirt on. Pushes him through to 4th position. Manny under threat for that 5th now as well. He loses it. Skippy, Tyre Slayer goes through to take that off him. Oh, Skippy. What's happening to Skippy? Why is he going sideways? Captain Pugwash now having a look at him on the inside. Yeah, it was a bit weird for Captain Pugwash. Just not sure if that was a glitch, but it just looked like his car wasn't physicking. Dodger tucked onto the back end of that fight as well, but we've got a little bit of a move happening here, have we? Manny not able to get up the inside of Obi, but right on his tail. Drags those other 2 drivers right into the fray here as well. So Skippy, Captain Pugwash and Dodger being towed along. Pilgrim way off the back at the minute, 6.5 seconds. Soft tyre to play with. He might be able to make some time up. In the meantime, Dylan now stretches his lead up front to 2.1 seconds over Mocking. Faithless keeping himself just in touch with a 2-second gap between himself and Mocking. 36 on the soft tyres. Oh, he's got half a second penalty. He is closing up on Faithless a little bit. Again, the soft tyre will show a fair amount of wear early on. Just see how long they last on a set of softs. But 36 then, although he's closing up on Faithless Emo, he's going to lose all that now as he comes up to this penalty line. Just see how quickly the other drivers close up on him. This is that little penalty. Getting a little bit bigger on the screen. They won't be able to make a move into turn 1, but they will definitely be closer as they come into this start of this next lap. Closing up on the braking a little bit as well there. A bit squirrely from 36 out of turn 1. Now that gap between himself and Faithless extends to 2.1 seconds. Extend another 1/10 of a second. I'll say that it just takes 3/10 out of Mocking Weeks around that hairpin. Emo safe at the minute. Another 2.5 back to Mutt 36. Tyre Slayer another 1.6 seconds back. He's on the soft tyre. Obi-Wan also on the soft tyre. He's moved himself up into 6th position and he just runs himself off circuit. So he'll be able to close the gap up on him. On that soft tyre as well. Oh, has a little look up the inside, but nowhere to go. Obi shuts the door. Has a look around the outside here though. Tyres gripping up. The Obi-Wan's still a little bit dirty from running himself off circuit there, but he might be in a good position to get this position off of Skippy down here, right behind him. there with him. Maybe he has to go a little bit defensive on the run into turn 2. Slight bit of contact between the two. Oh, backwards for Obi-Wan. That little bit of contact. Nobody's fault really. Just pushed him offline enough and that was it. Spinning around he went. Loses 2 positions then. Loses 1 position to Skippy. Captain Pugwash getting his way through. Dodger 2.6 seconds back, so also on that soft tyre. Manny another 7.2 back. Medium tyres on board for him. Pilgrim with a penalty, 3.9 back from Manny now. Someone to hunt down and catch. Okay, Dylan has found more and more time here. 3.3 seconds over Mocking Weeks now. Mocking Weeks has got 5.1 over Mutt. Mutt has got another 1.6 over Faithless. Faithless must have had a little bit of a mare somewhere. Tyre Slayer now right behind him as well, 1/4 second. 3/4 second. Not enough to close up and into turn 1. Skippy just 1.6 seconds back as well, so the field's starting to spread out. This is probably the tightest pack here. Faithless Emo 36 just in front as well. On the back of that fight. Skippy now 2 seconds back. He's found himself half a second penalty. Dylan's lost a bit of that time then. It was 3.3, it's now 2.9. To have used much of their overtake function yet. Mutt 36 has used just over 1/4 of a tank. Faithless Emo closed that gap up a little bit on Mutt 36 and used a little bit of his overtake function as well. Tyre Slayer used a little bit of his. The difference between tyre wear, look, mediums on for Faithless Emo. Very, very faint line on those really. And then we jump to Tyre Slayer. See bottom left of your screen, big chunks of red on that front left. Already got drivers peeling off into the pits actually. Skippy comes in then. He's not happy with those softs. Captain Pugwash also comes in. Done 8 minutes and you boys are swapping tyres. Oof. And he continues on, so he's going to get those 2 positions off of Captain Pugwash and Skippy. Release now then. Skippy comes out again. There's that pit line. Sweeps around the outside. Captain Pugwash comes out pits now as well. Mediums on board. Oh, turn 1's caught him out already. He's run it deep into turn 1. Managed to catch the AstroTurf. Difficult to get out of that without spinning the car around. So back up front. Dylan now holding fastest lap of the race, 1:19.0. Closed down a little bit more by Mocking Weeks. That gap at 2.8. 36 is still 5.1 back. Faithless Emo still holding 4th, 2.3 behind. 2.6 behind Mutt. Tyre Slayer still behind him, but even more red showing up on that front left. Using a little bit of overtake function to try and close the gap up on Faithless. Down a little bit. Obi-Wan back up into 6th position then, even after spinning that car round. Dodger in 7th, Manny in 8th. Pilgrim we saw just getting past his teammate Skippy as Skippy had come out of the pits with a fresh set of tyres on. Looks like he's going for a move here on his teammate. Side by side as they run down towards turn 1. Soft tyre versus medium tyre here. More soft. Turn 1 cleanly, no dramas for his teammate either. Pilgrim through there cleanly as well. Captain Pugwash after that disaster on turn 1 coming out of the pits. It's now 7.3 seconds down in 11th. Long way to go yet though. We have still got 40 minutes of this race. Dylan not doing too bad a job looking after his tyres. Mocking Weeks tyres looking a little bit more brutalised though. That's cost him in the chase down for Dylan in a couple of laps time, that's for sure. But 36 falls a little bit further back. Faithless Emo falls a little bit further back, and Tyre Slayer has not been able to close that gap up on Faithless either. Oh, the crackle as they come down the gears. 1.6 back then for Tyre Slayer. Obi having a little race of his own at the minute, 5.4 seconds behind Tyre Slayer. He's 12.8 ahead of the Dodger. Little purple sector there for him as well. Even on those worn softs. Worth a two-stopper here then, if Faithless is listening. Maybe a medium or soft. Because the softs don't look to be lasting that long. Whether you can do a full 20 minutes on a set of softs, I mean, we've already seen drivers come in and drop those off after 8.5 minutes. Only 2 drivers, the main boys up front, still plodding around with these, still putting 119s in for Dylan. Don't text and drive, it's dangerous. He does like running it around the outside of that hairpin, doesn't he, Dylan? I wonder if that's where he's picking up his second penalty. He's losing time now to Mockin. Just stretched that gap up to 3.1, but it's come back down to 2.5. Again, soft tyres. A lot of difference actually between Dylan's and Mockin's. There's a big difference. A lot more wear on Mockin Weeks' tyres than there is on Dylan's. 36 then falls a little bit further back from these two. His front left is absolutely battered. Faithless has actually closed the gap down on him. Gap at 1.3 on the mediums. Not in any direct danger at the minute at 36, but he will be in a lap or two's time when those tyres absolutely give out. Half a tank of that overtake function as well. Again, Faithless Emo's got a little bit more on board, just over 3/4 of a tank. So, interesting to know, will they save it for the end of the race? Will they blow it all out beforehand? Will drivers even remember they've got it? Let's go and have a look at the boys at the back, because I know a lot of the time they forget they've got this overtake function. Nobody does look like everybody's managed to get a little bit of that. Pilgrim's managed to pick himself up another penalty. He's coming into the pits anyway. His tyres are battered. He's on the right hand side of the circuit. Penalty lost, and now in he comes. Fast into there as well. Whoa, what's happened here? Mockin Weeks has been backwards. 10.2 second lead then for Dylan. Mockin Weeks now under threat. Mutt 32 right behind him. Faithless Emo just 1.7 seconds back. 1.9 now as he loses a bit of time coming out of that final corner. Mutt 36 having a look at Mockin Weeks down this start finish straight. Closing up just as they come under the start finish line. Sticks his nose out to the right hand side. Backs off though, allows Mockin Weeks to keep that position. Faithless to close up. He's taken a 10th out of those two. And he'll want these to continue battling. The more these two battle, the more chance Faithless has got of getting past. Oof, 36 spinning a wheel up round there. Closes it up on Mockin Weeks, but not enough. Into that corner at the bottom of the hill. What's that one called? Dunlop, of course it is. the super corners. Faithless Emo pulling a little bit of time back on Mutt and Mocking Weeks. So Dylan stays out. Plenty of life left in his tyres. Mocking Weeks looks like he's staying out as well. Mutt 36 stays out. Faithless Emo still closing that gap. 1.2 seconds now behind Mutt 36. The medium tyres still got a little bit more life left in them versus these absolutely beaten up softs on board of Mocking Weeks and Mutt 36. Does lose a lot of time coming out of that first corner, Faithless. See where he gains it. Again, two drivers in front, their tyres are going to be catching them out at some point. Loses a 10th through there, Faithless. This is where he might gain it around these corners where the front left is absolutely blown out on the softs. He still loses a bit more time through there, Faithless. Tricky set of corners, that one. Not able to close the gap up through there either. Let's have a look then. Let's see if either of these two decide to throw themselves in the pits. It doesn't look like they're going to. No, Mocking and Mutt both stay out again then for another lap. Dylan now 12.1 seconds what the road is soft, still looking pretty good as well. Weeks still under a bit of threat from Mutt 36. That time's extended a tiny little bit. Mutt's front left is absolutely crying out to be changed now. Faithless Emo still within touching distance, 1.5 seconds back. Tyre Slayer under 8.3 back. Again, the softs starting to show their wear now. Obi-Wan behind him in 6th. Skippy in 7th. He's been in for a fresh set of mediums. A fresh set of mediums. Always caught him out around there though. And he's also still on out on the mediums. Had those on since the start of the race. He's currently in 8th. Captain Pugwash has been in. He's got a fresh set of mediums on. Had the softs on at the start. He's currently in 9th. And who've we lost? Pilgrim? I think we've lost Pilgrim. P1 the Dodger then in 10th. No Pilgrim left in the lobby. 1.3 back for Dodger. Loses a bit of time to him through there though. Mocking Weeks comes in this lap then. Mutt 36 stays out for another one. Faithless stays out for another one. He's 1.4 seconds back from Mutt now. Tyre Slayer's just thrown himself in the pits as well. Obi-Wan comes in. Skippy's out on the mediums. He won't come in. Manny's still got plenty of life left in his mediums. He won't come in. Captain Pugwash has already changed, so he'll be a few laps before he comes in. We might see the Dodger. Again, he's still got quite a bit of life left in his softs. Last corners go for Dodger. Again, I think he'll stay out looking at the life left in those softs. Let's just see if he starts to peel his way over to the right hand side. No. Keeps his car pretty much in the middle of the circuit. Look at this, Dylan putting on an absolute show here. 15.5 seconds. He's into the pits as well this lap. A lot of life still left on those softs. Mutt 36 then, his front's absolutely crying out. Absolutely crying out. He's got Faithless Emo right behind him. And he's staying out for another lap. He might lose this position here. Faithless Emo, I don't think he's going to be able to close up on Mutt 36 before turn 1. No, but with the life left in his mediums, he's all over the back of Mutt 36 then. Just half a second in it. Dylan gets released from the pits now. Mocking Weeks tried to get his way around him. Dylan's come out on a set of mediums. Mocking Weeks has put a set of mediums on as well, and they are absolutely bumper to bumper. Let's see how long these two can stay together. Faithless Emo still not been able to close that gap on Mutt 36. Still got just over a quarter of a tank as well. Faithless. Mutt 36 tank looking pretty much the same, but his front left is absolutely red, absolutely completely red. And again, just losing that little bit of time to Faithless. Whoa, gets a wobble on the exit, Faithless. Now, Mutt 36 peels over. He slots his way into the pits now than he needed to. That releases Faithless Emo to take the lead of the race. How much time has he got on Dylan? Dylan's still under pressure from Mocking Weeks as well. Mocking Weeks might be able to get this position off him here. Look at this, not even using any overtake function, just pure slipstream past him. Oh, Dylan goes for the switch back up the inside. It's not going to be enough to regain that position off of Mocking Weeks. Both drivers getting a good run out of that first corner as well. The gap between themselves and Faithless Emo is 11.7 seconds. So Faithless on a pretty much worn out set of mediums now. He's probably got a couple of laps left in those if he feels like it. Lap times are starting to stretch up a little bit with the wear. He has got these two drivers right behind him on a fresh set of mediums, hunting him down. That's not Faithless in front, by the way. That's Tyre Slayer. Oh no, it's the Dodger. It's cardboard. It looked yellow. So coming up on his teammate then, Mocking Weeks. Pulling time over Dylan a little bit, just almost a second between these two. And it does hit that second mark. Dylan then out of that tow range. Mocking Weeks getting an advantage off his teammate, using that tow and overtake function as he comes up here, trying to get as far away from Dylan as possible. Not quite able to get back on the racing line for Mocking. But now he's got a bit of breathing room now. 1.2 seconds between himself and Dylan, plus Dodger in the way. They have closed about a second, just under a second down on Faithless. Still doing pretty good on those worn mediums. An average of a 120 lap time for Faithless. Mocking Weeks has had a couple of mares there, probably closer to a 124 average for him. Dylan 119, 119, 119, 119, 119, two in laps, 119, 119, oh no, 120s, 121s. Not quite that consistent when he switches tyres. Skippy then starting to show a bit of wear on his mediums. That's his second set of tyres. So they do have to use a set of softs and a set of mediums throughout the race. It's up to them how they put them on. It's up to them how they strategise as well. Obi then falls off the back a little bit. He's got that fresh set of mediums on. 2.4 off the back of Skippy. But 36 back out on a fresh set of mediums as well in 6th. 4.3 back from Obi. Tyre Slayer another 2.3 back on a fresh set of mediums. Manny, semi-worn set of mediums. Is that the set you had on at the start of the race, Manny? I think it is. Captain Pugwash almost out of fuel. He'll be coming in, I think, changing some more tyres. What have you changed? Yeah, you must have had a set. Yeah, you did. You came in with Skippy, didn't you? Oh, Dodger, where are you going? Gets that controlled and the brakes on, allows Skippy to come through, and Obi. It's a good bit of racecraft there by Dodger. Just saw he might end up getting in these boys' ways, so just slammed the brakes on and tucked himself up against that apex. Pugwash into the pits then, taking on board that fuel. Fresh set of mediums on board for him. Faithless Emo in the pits then. Oh, he lost a lot of time on that last lap. 9.3 seconds the gap. That will be coming down massively now. Mocking Weeks will be taking that position off of him. Dylan will probably be taking that position off of him. But Faithless. We gone for another set of mediums there, Faithless, or will it change to softs when you come out of the pits? Taking on board all the fuel at the minute. 26 minutes gone. And he gets released. No, he's dropped the softs on. So now Faithless, how far back? 22 seconds behind race leader. Slots one up the inside of Mutt 36 as well. These two are having a bit of a battle on the run into the pit window. Faithless Emo comes out on top. Mutt 36 is on a set of mediums. Faithless Emo has got the soft, so he can start stomping those lap times in now. Obi-Wan on front on a set of mediums, in front in fourth. Skippy is on a set of mediums. Dylan is on a set of mediums, and Mocking Weeks is on a set of mediums. So this could work in Faithless Emo's favour here. He's already almost taken a second out of the leaders. Whoa, big shortcut there. Hopefully he doesn't pick up a penalty for that one. Drivers to get past for Faithless Emo, but if he can get himself in a decent enough position, unfortunately it won't be this lap, he will be able to take advantage of the slipstream. 5 seconds to close up on Obi-Wan. Let's go and see what's happening at the front. Mocking Weeks then. Like in the mediums, he's managed to pull 2.9 seconds over Dylan. This was the gap between the two when they're on their first stint, both drivers on the soft tyre, but the opposite way round. Dylan was 3 seconds ahead. Mocking Weeks was in second. It's been flipped round for the second half of the race. Skippy then. He's already been in, so he's had a set of softs on. He's got a set of mediums on, so he can stick the set of softs on the next time he comes in. Obi's the same. Again, Faithless. He put the mediums on for stint 1. Softs on for this stint. Brand new super fresh set as well. That gap down to just under 21 seconds. Purple sectors from him as well. He's finding time then, Faithless. Mutt 36 falls off the back of Faithless due to the medium tyre. He's still got Dodger to get past actually. Okay, Mocking Weeks is back in the pits. He's dropping off the mediums. He's quite happy he's done enough laps on those. So is he going to run to the end? 22 minutes. 22 minutes on a set of soft. Alright. See, get on with that, Mocking Weeks. Skippy enters the pits as well. He's dropping off his mediums. So back to the front. Dylan retakes the lead of the race. Still out on that medium tyre. 13.6 seconds over Obi. Faithless Emo now up into third position then. With those drivers ducking themselves in the pits. That's allowed him to scoop his way through. And he's got a lot of life in those softs. Plenty of fuel to go. Over half of his overtake function as well. So Obi will be coming in soon. He's got under a quarter of a tank. 3.6 seconds ahead of Faithless Emo. Not a lot of life, not a lot of wear on his mediums, but his fuel is going to tell him differently at some point. Stays out this lap. Faithless Emo then 3.4 seconds behind him. Still closing time down on race leader Dylan now. 17 seconds between him and Dylan. Obi through turn 1 cleanly. Still losing time. A couple of tenths through there. Just with the tyre difference, the grip between the softs and the mediums. Able to take out almost half a second out of Obi's time. That gap between himself and race leader drops to 13.5. So what are you doing, Dylan? You've got just under 3/4 of a tank, loads of life left on a set of mediums. Are you going to run those mediums, or are you going to throw one in the pits now and get softs onto the end? 20 minutes left in this race. That's a long time to be playing on a set of softs. He stays out though. Obi, oh, a little wobble coming out of that final corner. He stays out for another lap, and that gap between himself and Faithless has come down. It's down to 2.8 seconds. Still not quite in that slipstream range, but a couple more laps. Maybe one more. The amount of time he's been taken out of Obi in some of these corners. Able to get the power down earlier. Brake later. Slayer another 8.4 seconds back. Still got Mutt 36 just a second behind him. Mocking Weeks as well, not too far off that fight. 1.3 seconds back. Again, he's just put on a fresh set of softs, so can start pushing harder. He's just put in fastest lap of the race himself, 118.6. Manny then, he's absolutely blown out his mediums. Done half the race on those, you maniac. Skippy then, he's been in. Oh, he's got another set of mediums on. Interesting, Skippy. Running to the end on those, maybe? You've got enough fuel to do it. Captain Pugwash also out on another set of mediums. A Dodger on another set of mediums as well. So Dylan still ploughing around here, 14 seconds lead over Obi still. Faithless gains another second on him. Slowly but surely chipping away at that time between himself and Obi-Wan. Soft tyre on for Faithless Emo, who we're on board with, and a medium tyre on for Obi-Wan in front. Time coming down, 1.6 seconds between these two. Faithless able to carry so much more speed around some of these corners. Obi's doing a decent job though on those semi-worn mediums, that's for sure. Might be coming in the pits. Faithless is doing everything he can to try and gain a bit of an advantage down there, but the gap is still at 1.4 when he comes in. He has slotted himself into second position. Now 15.9 seconds behind Dylan, race leader. Again, Dylan on a set of mediums. Still plenty of life left in those. Still over half a tank on board for Dylan as well. So can Faithless Emo close that gap up? 15.4. When will he decide to come in and stick another set of tyres on? Will he stick another set of tyres on? 16 minutes. Rocky Week still another 10 seconds behind him. In for his final stint, almost out of that overtake function as well for Mockin. Faithless Emo still got half a tank of that to play with, and Dylan hasn't even used a quarter of a tank of that overtake function. So even if Faithless Emo does manage to close the gap up on him, he might be able to just take advantage of that overtake function. Not quite able to get in the tow range of Captain Pugwash coming down the start-finish straight. Closes up a little bit on him. Still 15 seconds between himself and race leader. Pretty much 14 minutes remaining. Will anybody else opt for a set of tyres? So Dylan's had the softs, he's got the mediums on, so he could be looking to run to the end on these. Again, he's still got all that overtake function to use. Faithless takes half a second out of him. There is a little bit of wear starting to show on his softs now. Whether they last the whole race is yet to be seen. Mocking Weeks takes a couple of tenths out of his time. Still just under that 10-second mark. Tyre Slayer another 2.6 back. Oh, he runs himself off circuit through Dunlop. Going to slow him down a little bit. Mutt 36 is able to close the gap up on him. Obi-Wan bin in then, fresh set of softs on board to play with. Skippy still got a decent set of mediums on, 1:19.6 for his fastest lap so far. Manny's come out on a fresh set of softs as well, and that is his one single tyre change. Brave. Captain Pugwash still on the mediums. Faithless Emo's got past him now. And the Dodger at the back, 38.6 seconds behind Captain Pugwash. I think he's been in for a couple of stops though. It looks like he might be coming in again. Oh no, he stays out. So, what's happened to Dylan? Was 14.5 seconds. It is now 6.5. A little mistake somewhere on those mediums for Dylan. And that gap still coming down between himself and Faithless. Will Faithless's tyres last for the rest of the race? That's the question. Weeks pulls a second on him as well. That gap drops to 8.7 seconds just as Mockin hits that start-finish straight. Faithless now has something to aim for. Yeah, but he can just see. Let's get ourselves on board with Faithless. Can he see Dylan? Yes, he can just. Yes, he can just. So definitely something to aim for. 11.5 minutes remaining. Gap down to 5.4 seconds. Still 9.2 between Faithless and Mockin. But 36 has got himself past Tyre Slayer, so he's up into fourth, 7.8 seconds behind Mockin. Similar tyre wear on between Mutt 36 and Tyre Slayer. A little bit more on board for Tyre Slayer, but he is holding less fuel. Mutt 36 explores those track limits. Almost Dora the Explorer himself off the track. Tyre Slayer able to close up on him due to that little mistake. Still 3/4 of a second in it between these two. Obi-Wan then 11 seconds back from Tyre Slayer on that fresh set of softs. Skippy 2.3 behind him on his mediums. Manny just coming up to overtake the Dodger. He's currently sitting in 8th, but he's 34.2 seconds behind Skippy. 22 seconds ahead of Captain Pugwash. Captain Pugwash is exactly a minute ahead of the Dodger. So Dylan continues to hold that 5.3 second lead over Faithless. He's still not used any of that overtake function, or not any more of that overtake function than he had done. Still plenty of life left in those mediums for him as well. 10 minutes remaining then. The wear really starting to show on Faithless's front left. Mockin's tyres looking pretty much half worn. Also nearly runs himself off track through there. He's not able to close the gap upon Faithless Emo either really. It's still 9.5 seconds. He's almost out of overtake function as well, Mockin. Gap comes down again. Faithless 4.5 behind Dylan. But he is using a little bit more of that overtake function. calm and settled through turn 1, that's for sure, over the next few minutes. You don't want this thing spinning up. 4.3 seconds between them. Mocking Weeks still not able to close that gap up. Tyre Slayer's decided he's had enough of those mediums. Going to throw on probably a set of softs for his final stint. Ooh. Obi-Wan goes through then, he takes 5th. He'll certainly be running to the end on those softs. Skippy goes through as well, he takes 6th. Tyre Slayer gets his tyres on now. Takes on a little bit of fuel as well just to see him to the end of the race. Does he lose any more positions? No, he's got plenty of room behind him. Manny, 46 seconds behind him actually, Manny. Under no threat then. Another big gap back to Captain Pugwash, 24 seconds. And Dodger over that minute mark now, being harassed by race leader Dylan, 3.5 seconds ahead of Faithless. He's still finding a little bit of time here, Faithless. Still using that overtake. Visibly closer on track now. You can't see him from that view, can you? So there is Dylan through turn 1, and there is the Dodger. Faithless needs to get behind, use that toe, try and drag himself a little bit closer to Dylan. Gap drops to 3.2. The chase is on then. 7.5 minutes remaining. Whoa, Faithless Emo pushing it hard. Gobsmacked at how much speed they can carry through that particular corner, through the hairpin. Can he take advantage of the Dodger in front of him? Gap still 3 seconds, just over. Closes up on Dodger. Might even be able to get past him before the start-finish straight, although I'm sure he'd like to get behind Dodger to use him for a little bit of a tow where he can. He's already side by side with him though as they come into Panasonic. Where's he gone? He's already outbraked Dodger, and away he goes. Unfortunately, that slightly wide line has cost him a tiny little bit. The gap stretches up to 3.5 seconds again. Again, he uses a little bit of that overtake function to try and draw himself a bit closer. The gap drops back down to 3.3. Mocking Weeks pulls a bit of time back on Faithless as well. Nowhere in view. Oh, Dodger goes deep into turn 1. Still 8.1 back for Mocking. Can Faithless chase down this man? Nice and calm through there for Mocking. Sorry, for Dylan. Can we see Faithless closing up on him? The gap drops to 3 seconds. Still, Dylan doesn't touch his overtake. He must have only used that for the first stint just to pull himself away from Mocking Weeks. That gap is coming down though. It was to 2.7, but just stretched back up to 3. And again, no overtake function used for Dylan. It is for Faithless. Still at 3 seconds, just under. It's going to be to the absolute wire if Faithless can close that gap up. His tyres are beating up now, though. It's going to start affecting him in these left-handers. Mocking Weeks has fallen back a little bit, though. Also on the softs, a tiny bit of life left on those, a little bit more than Faithless's. 36 in 4th, a long way down, 14.1 seconds. No threat to Mocking Weeks at the minute. Obi though, 3.5 back. He's on a set of softs. What was Mutt on? He's on a semi-worn set of mediums, so we could see another position lose here if Obi-Wan can get himself into the tow range of Mutt. Skippy, 7.3 seconds back. Tyre Slayer, another 7.2 back. Manny, 23 back. Captain Pugwash, another 29 back. And the Dodger, 1 minute 10 back from Captain Pugwash. So that gap comes down again at the front. 2.4 seconds between Dylan and Faithless. No! Faithless has picked up a penalty. What What a dent. Oh, look at that time extending again. It's going to be 4 seconds by the time they hit his. Already 4 seconds. What a shame from Faithless. He was closing that gap up lovely, but I think that tyre wear's just caught him out on one of these corners. And that could be that, unfortunately, for Faithless. He's, what are we, 3.5 minutes left. That gives us just 3 laps. Absolutely broken left-hand side tyres for Faithless. But might still be able to pile the pressure on Dylan. Again, Dylan's still got all that overtake function left. Faithless, a quarter of a tank of that overtake. I don't think that's going to be enough to pile the pressure on Dylan. Still trying to bring that time down though, Faithless. Even with those broken tyres. Tricky left-handers that are catching him out. Oh, he loses more time through there. 3.4 seconds now. Again, big chunk of overtake function being used to try and close that gap up. Just under 3 minutes remaining. Brings that time back down to about 3 seconds. But that little mistake and that second penalty, I think, has just thrown a spanner in the works for Faithless. Again, his tyres on these harsh lefts. Oh, who's off track? Who's off track? Okay, looks like it's a Manny. It could be a tyre slayer. Emo still 3.4 back. It was Manny in the background. He stays out of the way while Faithless Emo comes past him. But that's it for Faithless now, I'm afraid. His his front left especially, is absolutely dead. He's now losing time to Dylan. Still under no threat from Mocking Weeks behind. He's having a bit of a lonely race himself at the minute. But this man, apart from the pit stop where Mocking Weeks managed to overtake him and get past, he uses a little bit of overtake function down there, Dylan, and starts to use it now. Almost last lap of the race, he starts to blow out all his oh, is he going for fastest lap? He's going for fastest lap, isn't he? There you go, overtake function now all the way down this straight. He is going for fastest lap on this very last lap of the race. 30 seconds remaining pretty much. Yeah, it's been a masterclass from Dylan. A slight mistake at the back end of this car, not pointing in the right direction. Kind of one of those, but a little bit more brutal. Caught him out a tiny bit, which allowed Mocking Weeks to close up and get past. It allowed Faithless to close up. Dylan eventually came past and took. Is he going to see another lap? Are you going to see another? You cheeky sod. He is. Faithless Emo also is seeing another lap. Mocking Weeks doesn't though, so he crosses the line to take third position. Obi-Wan, we're going to have other drivers crossing the line, I think, as well. We've already got Manny who's crossed the line. Obi-Wan then up to the line. That's a pretty good result from him. Ends up fourth overall. Look, 36, not too far off of him. He comes home in fifth. Skippy is going to take sixth. Slayer will take 7th. Manny's already finished. Captain Pugwash up to the line. He's going to take 9th. Dodger's already finished in 10th, and it is Dylan then still leading us round. And he didn't take fastest lap of the race. And he's not looking to take fastest lap of the race here either, is he? Or is he? That currently sits in Manny's hands. A 1:17.7 for fastest lap. Maybe medium tyres not the one to do it on. But he does use the overtake function down here now then, Dylan. Trying to use it all up before the end of the race. Can he get the fastest lap at the end? Not with a wiggle like that, I don't think he can either. But he does take the win. Faithless Emo, good effort. He's got all the wobbles on. It was a good effort by Faithless, but unfortunately he has to settle for second. 5.3 back in the end, but still real good effort from him. Again, his debut race in the Super-Formulas with P1RC. So, yeah, there you go. Our strategy wasn't too bad for you, was it, Faithless? Eh? If you even listened. But yeah, there it is, round 5, done and dusted, live from Fuji. We are back. We've got 2 more races in this season. Let's just remind myself where they are. They are Interlagos next week, and then the final round we've got Catalonia with no chicane. So that's the 2 rounds we've got left. You thought you could get him to run out of fuel once tyres went. Yeah, like I say, it was a real good effort, Faithless, real good effort. But Dylan, I tell you, he's just he's a different kind of driver. It's insane. Well, there you go. It worked. Nearly. So yeah, that's it for round 5. 2 more rounds left of this. I am actually back tomorrow night with a new league I'm covering. It is the Premier League race by the who's that by? The DK10 DSC lot. So that's tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. It is the Radicals, I believe, that they're racing. So that starts tomorrow night at 8. I'm back on Wednesday night at 8:30 for the classic DTM Maniacs. And then Thursday night I'm back 9 o'clock for the last couple of rounds of the... I think we've got 2 more rounds left in that as well, the Mazdas. It might be 3 more rounds, but that's Thursday at 9 o'clock. So it's Sunday at 9 o'clock, Monday at 8 o'clock, Wednesday at 8:30, and Thursday at 9 o'clock. I know. I don't make up the times. I just live stream it. So that is it from tonight's session. I hope you have liked what you've watched. If you have, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You know the game now, people. Too many people say it, but most of all, people don't say this. Tell your mates and tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.